In this video, we are going to talk about heat. Our topic of concern today is that how the heat works out, what is the principle behind the functioning of heat, and what are its main effects. So, whenever you talk about heat, the one simple idea is again, the term is related to the temperature. Okay, like without temperature, you just can't explain the heat at all. So one thing you should always have this in your mind is whenever you talk about heat, it comes to your mind is the temperature. The second is that it is the form of energy. There are a lot of forms of energy. There are only two types of energy. The types of energy is kinetic and potential. But when you talk about forms, so there is heat, there is sound, there is light, there is wind. So all of these are forms of energy. Okay. So heat is also a forms of energy which gives sensation of warmth and cold, while temperature measures the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. I mean, as I told you, the whole idea of talking about the heat is to know about the temperature of any object. So accordingly, you will tell whether it is warm, whether it is cold, and how you do that by utilizing the temperature measurements to tell you whether it is hot or cold. Now, when you talk about heat energy, it always flows from higher temperature to the lower temperature and flow continuous till the temperature becomes same everywhere. So for that reason, what you can understand is whenever you increase the temperature, let's say, so at the end, what you are trying to do is you are trying to increase the kinetic energy. Okay. And whenever you are trying to decrease the temperature, you are trying to decrease the kinetic energy. So the more the temperature, the more the kinetic energy. So this is why it always says that whenever you talk about heat energy, it always flows from a higher temperature to the lower temperature. Means obviously it will always moves from higher to lower, because if higher has more energy and lower has doesn't, so obviously the energy will move from a higher to lower so that the balance will be everywhere. And that's how the heat works. That is why whenever you put any vessel onto something, it will again what, it will get it heated up. It's not like the place from where the heat is coming is getting heated up, that is already heated up, but the vessel that you put over the stove is getting heated up more. Now heat has three main effects. That is, heat affects the temperature of an object, heat can also change the state of an object, and heat may change the size of an object. These are the three important main effects that you should always remember. How heat affects the temperature of an object, I already told you, because it's like if you increase the heat, that means obviously you are changing the temperature. Now, heat can also change the state of an object, is like, let's say, if you are having a solid, which is an ice, let's say, and when you start giving heat, so it will simply melt into the liquid. So that is a change in the state. In Similarly, if you have any solid objects and if you provide too much of temperature, it will start melting. So that is also a change in the state. And heat may change the size of an object is particularly applicable to the solids and I mean it is applicable to all the matter, but it is easily visible in solids and also in liquids as well. Like how the size is basically changing, and that too in with respect to solids, it's very simple. You see a lot of examples in a day-to-day life where you can see how the heat is actually changing the size of an object. So this is all about the heat that we need to always remember. I mean, this is the basic idea that you should always have in your mind. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.